In a world where cars are not just machines but moving works of art, there exists a masterpiece so rare, so powerful, and so unforgettable that it feels like it was never meant to belong to the streets. The Mercedes-Maybach Exelero is not just a car. It is an experience, a symbol of limitless ambition, and an icon born out of a daring vision. Its story begins not in the hands of collectors or celebrities, but with a challenge that would push engineering and design to boundaries few could even dream of. Back in the early 2000s, a company known for creating high performance tires wanted to prove the unmatched strength and capability of their new range. This company was Fulda, a German tire manufacturer with a long-standing relationship with Mercedes-Benz. They didn't want just any test car to show off what their tires could endure. They needed something extraordinary, something so bold and so extreme that it would capture the imagination of the entire world. From this ambition, the Maybach Exelero was conceived. Built in collaboration with Mercedes-Benz's most luxurious division, Maybach, it wasn't designed to fit into the mold of supercars or luxury sedans. It was designed to break the mold entirely. When the Exelero was unveiled in 2005, it stunned the automotive world. It didn't look like anything else on the road. Its design was both futuristic and intimidating, with a long, imposing body that stretched over 19 feet, making it more like a grand touring limousine fused with the soul of a hypercar. Every line and every curve carried intention. The massive front grille dominated the face of the car, flanked by aggressive headlights that seemed to pierce through the night. The body sat low to the ground, with wide arches that hugged enormous wheels wrapped in those very special Fulda tires. Even when standing still, the Exelero looked like it was in motion, as if it could tear across the horizon at any second. Step inside, and the car revealed an interior that was a blend of extreme luxury and cutting-edge technology. The cabin was lined with the finest leather, Alcantara, and polished carbon fiber, creating a space that was both elegant and intimidating. Unlike typical Maybach models that were designed for chauffeured comfort, the Exelero was driver-focused. The cockpit was built around performance, with instruments and controls angled towards the driver, reminding them that this wasn't just a car to sit in, it was a car to command. Yet even with its aggressive character, the Exelero never forgot its Maybach roots. Every detail exuded refinement, from the hand-stitched seats to the diamond-polished trim, making it as much a palace as it was a beast. Under its long hood sat the heart that truly defined the Exelero. A 5.9-liter twin-turbocharged V12 engine roared to life, producing an astonishing 690 horsepower and 752 pound-feet of torque. Numbers like these in the mid-2000s were unheard of for a car of this size. The Exelero wasn't just a showpiece, it was built to perform. Despite weighing over 2.6 tons, it could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.4 seconds. But more importantly, it could achieve a top speed of 218 miles per hour, proving not only the strength of its engine, but also the capabilities of Fulda's tires. Watching a nearly 20-foot-long luxury car slice through the air at over 200 miles per hour was nothing short of breathtaking. It wasn't just a car, it was a moving contradiction. It was massive yet agile, luxurious yet brutal, elegant yet savage. The Exelero became a living legend almost instantly. Only one was ever built, making it a true one-off masterpiece. Unlike other concept cars that fade into history, the Exelero continued to live in the spotlight. It became a symbol of excess, power, and rarity. For years, it sparked rumors about who owned it. At one point, it was said to have been purchased by American rapper Birdman for a staggering $8 million, while others claimed it passed through the hands of collectors, who valued its uniqueness more than anything else. Wherever it went, it carried an aura of mystery and exclusivity. The Exelero was not just about numbers or records, it was about making a statement. It told the world that Mercedes-Maybach could go beyond luxury sedans and enter a realm where imagination was the only limit. It showed that a car could be both a testbed for engineering and a rolling piece of art. And perhaps, most importantly, it reminded everyone that even in an age of practicality and mass production, There was still room for dreams so wild that they almost seemed impossible. Driving the Exelero was described as an otherworldly experience. The thunderous roar of the V12 echoed like a symphony of power, while the weight of the car disappeared under the force of its acceleration. At high speeds, it felt stable, planted, and unshakable, as if it was carving its own path through the laws of physics. Yet, when you slowed down, the world outside seemed to stop and stare, unable to ignore the presence of something so rare, so unique, and so intimidating. It wasn't just transportation, it was theater. Drama and adrenaline rolled into one. What makes the Exelero so unforgettable is not just its performance or its looks, but the fact that it represents a philosophy. It is proof that true greatness comes from refusing to compromise. It didn't try to be practical. It didn't try to be accessible. It existed purely to push boundaries, to test limits, and to stand as a monument to human creativity and engineering brilliance. It wasn't built to be sold in showrooms or mass-produced. It was built to be remembered. Even today, nearly 2 decades after its debut, the Exelero continues to inspire awe. Its design hasn't aged. It still looks futuristic, still looks like something that belongs to another world. For car enthusiasts, it remains a dream, a legend whispered about in conversations where imagination meets reality. And for Mercedes-Maybach, it stands as one of the boldest creations in the brand's history. A reminder that sometimes the best way to honor luxury is to pair it with unrelenting power. The Exelero is the kind of car that defies time. It isn't bound to an era or a generation. It stands apart in a category of its own, untouchable and unmatched. Every detail, every roar of its engine, every glance from those who see it adds to its myth. To own it is not just to possess a car. It is to hold a piece of history, a symbol of what happens when ambition and imagination collide. In the end, the Mercedes-Maybach Exelero is more than just the sum of its parts. It is more than an engine, more than its body, more than its story. It is an idea made real, a vision brought to life. It is proof that sometimes a car can be something greater than metal and rubber. It can be a legacy. And the Exelero's legacy will live on forever, etched into the history of automobiles as one of the boldest, most extravagant, and most unforgettable creations the world has ever seen. In the end, the Mercedes-Maybach Exelero is more than just the sum of its parts. It is more than an engine, more than its body, more than its story. It is an idea made real, a vision brought to life. It is proof that sometimes a car can be something greater than metal and rubber. It can be a legacy. And the Exelero's legacy will live on forever, etched into the history of automobiles as one of the boldest, most extravagant, and most unforgettable creations the world has ever seen. The Exelero is not just remembered for what it achieved, it is celebrated for what it represents. It symbolizes the pursuit of perfection without compromise, the courage to dream without limits, and the brilliance of engineering fused with artistry. Generations to come will look back at this machine, not only as a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, but as a reminder that some visions are too powerful to be confined by ordinary standards. It stands like a monument on wheels, reminding us that the future of innovation is shaped by those who dare to create the impossible. The Exelero is not just remembered for what it achieved, it is celebrated for what it represents. It symbolizes the pursuit of perfection without compromise, the courage to dream without limits, and the brilliance of engineering fused with artistry. Generations to come will look back at this machine, not only as a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, but as a reminder that some visions are too powerful to be confined by ordinary standards. It stands like a monument on wheels, reminding us that the future of innovation is shaped by those who dare to create the impossible. And so the Mercedes-Maybach Exelero does not simply rest in history, it breathes as a legend. When its engine roared, it wasn't just the sound of power, it was the sound of imagination set free. When its silhouette cut through the horizon, it wasn't just a car in motion, it was a dream chasing